This video contains the topics of murder, death, and violence and is not for all audiences. View at your own discretion.
The Tylenol murders, also known as the Tylenol cyanide poisoning, occurred in the Chicago metropolitan area in 1982. It is considered one of the most infamous and perplexing cases of product tampering in the United States. Here is an analysis of these murders. In September 1982, 7 people died in Chicago area after ingesting extra-strength Tylenol capsules. The victims ranged in age from 12 to 35 years old, and their deaths were all linked to cyanide poisoning. The perpetrator or perpetrators removed the Tylenol capsules from the store shelves and replaced the pills with cyanide-laced capsules. The tampering of the products were placed on the back of the store shelves, making it difficult to trace the source. The tampered Tylenol capsules were found in different pharmacies and stores across the Chicago area. Johnson & Johnson, the manufacturer of Tylenol, responded by recalling over 31 million of bottles, costing the company millions of dollars in sales. The investigation involved multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI. Johnson & Johnson, for their part, collaborated with authorities and offered a $100,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for the incident. The autopsies confirmed that the cause of death was indeed cyanide poisoning, and that the victims had taken Tylenol capsules from various bottles, indicating a deliberate and widespread tampering of the product. As indicated earlier, Johnson & Johnson acted swiftly, recalling all Tylenol capsules nationwide and halting production as a safety measure. The company later on introduced tamper-evident packaging in response to the crisis. The Tylenol murders led to widespread panic and fear amongst consumers, resulting in a decline in over-the-counter medication sales. It prompted a reevaluation of product packaging and security measures across various industries. The incident prompted the introduction of federal anti-tampering laws, making it a crime to tamper with consumer products. The Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, also established guidelines for tamper-evident packaging. Despite extensive investigations, the identity of person or persons responsible for the Tylenol murders remains unknown. The case is still open, but no significant breakthroughs have occurred in recent years. The motives behind the tampering remain unclear. Some theories suggest extortion or revenge, but no concrete evidence has emerged. The Tylenol murders significantly influenced the way companies package and secure their product. Of course, now there is tamper-evident seals, and packaging has become standard in the pharmaceutical and food industries. Johnson & Johnson's handling of the crisis is often cited as a model for effective crisis management. The company's swift response and commitment to consumer safety helped to restore public trust over time. The Tylenol murders serve as a chilling reminder of the potentials of products tampering and had a lasting impact on consumer safety measures. The Tylenol murder case from 1982 remains unsolved. So far, there are no suspects that have been definitely identified or charged in connection with these crimes. The perpetrator or perpetrators behind the tampering and cyanide poisoning have eluded law enforcement for decades. Several individuals were investigated and questioned during the initial stages of the case, but none were charged or proven to be involved. The lack of clear motive and the seemingly random nature of the tampering added to the difficulty of identifying the person or people responsible. It's important to note that the investigations into this cold case are ongoing and new developments may occur. Here is some of the information about the key law enforcement agencies involved in the Tylenol Murders investigation. These are just some of the agencies that played a role in the investigation. The FBI. The FBI became involved in the investigation once the scale and seriousness of the crimes were discovered. Several local police departments in the Chicago metropolitan area where the tampering occurred were actively involved in the investigation. This includes the police departments of Arlington Heights and Elk Grove Village, amongst other affected areas. The Illinois State Police. The state police in Illinois were also involved in coordinating efforts and providing additional resources for the investigation. The FDA. The FDA played a crucial role in the assessment of the tampered products, ensuring product recall, and working alongside law enforcement agencies to address the public health crisis. Johnson & Johnson. While not a law enforcement agency, the company that manufactured Tylenol, Johnson & Johnson, actively cooperated with the investigations. The company played a significant role in the product recall and implemented changes to packaging and security measures. Given the complexity of the case and the collaboration between various agencies, it has still been many years since this case has been able to find new evidence to find who the perpetrator or perpetrators were in this case. It remains to this day unsolved. While many details of the Tylenol Murders case are publicly available, specific evidence related to the investigation will not be presented in this video due to the sensitivity of the ongoing investigations and potential security concerns. Here is some of the key pieces of evidence and elements of the investigation. The tampered Tylenol capsules. The primary evidence, of course, was the tampered Tylenol capsules themselves that contained cyanide. Investigators collected samples from the various crime scenes and victim locations. The autopsy results. Of course, autopsies were conducted on the victims, which provided crucial evidence, confirming the cause of death as cyanide poisoning and helping establish a connection between the deaths and the tampered Tylenol capsules. The bottle examination. Investigators, of course, examined the bottles from which the victims had taken the poisoned capsules. This involved analyzing the tampering method and identifying any commonalities in how the bottles were resealed. Store surveillance footage. Surveillance footage from the stores where the tampered Tylenol was purchased or returned played a crucial role in identifying potential suspects or understanding, at the very least, how the tampering process occurred. Witness statements. Statements from witnesses who may have observed suspicious activities in or around the stores where the tampered Tylenol was purchased were essential in building a timeline and understanding potential leads. Product distribution records. Investigators also examined the distribution records to trace the source of the tampered Tylenol and identify any kind of pattern or potential pattern in where the tainted products were distributed. Forensic analysis. Forensics experts would have also conducted an in-depth analysis on the tampered capsules, including fingerprint analysis, DNA analysis, and other forensic techniques to identify potential links to the perpetrator or perpetrators. Public tips and information. Public engagement played a significant role in the investigation. Law enforcement agencies received numerous tips from the public, and investigators followed up with leads provided by concerned citizens. Company cooperation. Johnson & Johnson cooperated fully with investigators. The company provided information on the manufacturing process, distribution networks, and any other potential vulnerabilities in its products' packaging. Potential communications from the perpetrator or perpetrators. It is a potential assumption that the perpetrator or perpetrators may have communicated with the public or law enforcement agencies. Those communications would have been considered as evidence and analyzed for potential leads if they did occur. At this point in time, there is no publicly known communications from the perpetrator. The Tylenol murders in 1982 resulted in the tragic death of 7 individuals who unknowingly ingested cyanide-laced Tylenol capsules. Here is a list of those victims. Mary Kellerman, age 12. Mary Kellerman was the first known victim. She passed away on the 29th of September 1982 after taking extra-strength Tylenol. Mary was a 7th grader, and her sudden death was one of the early indicators of a widespread problem. Adam Janis, age 27. Adam died on September 29, 1982, just hours after Mary Kellerman. He took Tylenol from the same contaminated batch. Unaware of the connection, family members and friends also consumed the Tylenol from the same bottle at his home during a gathering, resulting in more deaths. Stanley Janis, age 25. The brother of Adam Janis died on September 30th, 1982. He had also taken Tylenol from the same contaminated batch that caused his brother's death. Teresa Janis, age 19. Teresa, Teresa was the wife of Stanley Janis, who died on October 1st, 1982. She had taken Tylenol from the same contaminated bottle as her husband and brother in law. Mary McFarland, age 31. McFarland died on September 29th, 1982. She was the first victim known in the Chicago area to die after ingested the tainted Tylenol. Paula Prince, age 35. Paula Prince died on October 1st, 1982. She had taken Tylenol from a bottle purchased at Walgreens store in Arlington Heights. Mary Reiner died on September 30th, 1982, at the age of 27. She had taken Tylenol from a bottle purchased at Elk Grove Village Jewel Food Store. These tragic deaths prompted a widespread panic and led to significant changes in product packaging and safety measures. The case remains unsolved to this day, and the identity of the person or persons responsible for tampering and murders is still unknown. The Tylenol murders had a profound impact on consumer safety regulations and practices.